Hello and welcome all to season 2 of the Spooky Spooky Horror Show. I'm your host Sean. I'm here with Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about the 2022 British found footage. Can we call it a horror film? Because it's not gory.
No,
it's not scary. It's not cerebral.
Not
you know, so just found footage. We'll just call it found footage. It's a 2022 British found footage.
Don't even disrespect found footage like that.
No, it's the Mothman Tapes. It's not great. But before we get into that, Anthony, how's your week been?
Oh my god, I'm fucking tired. There's so much shit I've been doing in this fucking house.
How's
but
setting
it's
up
been
the house?
productive.
It's good.
I mean, it's fun, but it's always like, oh well, I just set that up and it took me a week, but now I want it somewhere else. So it's tiresome and exciting at the same time.
At least you have space.
We also have a lot of
space.
Dude, that's what I mean. We have a lot of space, more space than we had from our first house we owned. So
I have been tearing up my kitchen floor, almost done. I think by next week all of that should be done. But yeah, and Vanna, you ask where have I been? I'm taking kind of a break from regular streams.
Yes, those are our real names.
I have a little bit of a health thing going on in the household, so I'm just taking a break until we can try to get everything figured out. I might still stream some games during the week occasionally, but for the most part the only thing that's still going to be happening is the podcast, which we have a merch store. I think I'm gonna get my own bomber jacket. I really like that bomber jacket.
Dude, I want that bomber jacket so badly.
It's such a good bomber jacket. There you go. We got a merch store.
Merch.
There it is. I didn't put it in the thing. Yeah, it's there's some Grumpy Moon stuff. It's my angry thing, but it's a new logo that I designed for the podcast. And yeah, we got bomber jackets, we got aprons, this is actually a metal print that you can hang on your wall, cat feeding mats, dog feeding mats, sports bras, stickers, a stainless steel tumbler, leggings, t-shirts for kids, hoodies, a crop top hoodie. I really like that crop top hoodie. I think I'm gonna get one in pink for the wife.
Why'd you have to show me that one now? Fuck me.
Yeah, look at it.
There's so much
pink,
good going on here.
Look at it in pink. It looks so good. The skull with everything behind it. Yeah, it looks good, but this is the bomber jacket. I fucking love the bomber jacket. The bomber jacket looks so good. In the fucking army green.
Well, I want to go and buy a bunch of horror patches and put a big fucking back patch and look all fucking punk rocked out with all horror patches. That is my plan.
Yeah. So the store is up. It's on my Twitch page, I think. I linked it all. I don't know if it's actually fucking working or not.
I'm on the Twitch page, but unfortunately, the merch thing is just a white screen. Is it just white?
It's so fucking weird. Like, I don't know why.
So I don't know if it's like unlinked.
No, it says everything's connected. I had to go through and like manually select the items that I wanted there.
What the fuck, really?
And then for some reason it's still not popping up. Yeah, I don't know,
dude.
It might take a minute, but the link is in the store, and anytime anyone asks, I'll just bloop, dump it in. I guess we pissed around enough. You want to fucking get into production facts and shit for this god-awful fucking movie?
I guess we got to. Yeah.
The one really good thing, it's only an hour long. It's under an hour long. That's the only good thing about this fucking.
Yeah, I literally said the same exact thing. I was like, thank you for not being a 90 fucking minute movie.
Dude, it's under an hour and I still have 5 fucking pages of stuff.
Why? They better be critiques of how terrible it fucking is.
Yeah. There's some I was reading again and yeah, like I like started writing stuff and then just stopped and did other, and yeah, so these notes are all over the place. But production facts: The Mothman Tapes was written and directed by Philip Mearns, I think it's Mearns, and stars Ryan Hills, Chris Ruffley, Ben Shockley, and the director himself, Philip Mearns.
These names sound fucking made up.
Yeah, with an estimated budget of 5,000 British pounds, which is a little over 6,000. But yeah, that's about it. I refuse to believe that they spent $6,000 on this movie.
That's what I'm saying. $6,000. You know, the movie does have some sort of, I guess that's CGI. I don't even know what the fuck that would be. It has some aspects of like some technical.
My kid could do better.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, probably in that fucking Gary's mod thing too.
Yeah.
It had some in it, but I'm like $6,000 for that? I fuck no. A kid can do that for free. The rest of it was a camera just doing this.
Yeah, it's not great.
The acting wasn't it. It's not like you had to pay anybody. I think these were all people you got on the fucking street in Welsh.
Yeah, but all right, we ready for some spoilers? We're heading into spoiler territory.
Ugh.
God,
What was
and
that, my man?
That was an awesome cough. What are you talking about? I've also been drinking a lot today, so I'm like, I feel like I'm all
Oh,
flush.
there we go.
I feel like my face is red. Okay, these notes are gonna be all fucking over the place, so bear with me. I'm gonna have so much fun trying to get this shit together in the edit. Oh, and yeah, because tomorrow's Easter, so I'm not even gonna be home, so I'm gonna be editing this on my laptop at my in-laws.
Oh, okay. You're doing Easter? You guys celebrate Easter?
My wife celebrates anything that's we can do, like cheesy, stupid family shit.
Oh, okay.
She loves all of it. We don't give a shit about, oh, Jesus came back. Like,
okay.
No.
Oh, I just wanted to clarify that one.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so the film opens with the title card. Now, okay, let me preface this. I know in the beginning I said, you know, the 2022 British found footage film. When I first watched this, I didn't know that this was a British thing, right? Like,
because you saw it and you just thought it was like an American film.
Yeah, all I saw was it's the Mothman Tapes, and it's found footage. So I was like, okay, fine. Then it starts, and there's a British guy talking, and I didn't think anything of it because I had just seen another found footage film that was filmed and took place in America. But the main actor in it, they were doing like a paranormal show. The main actor, I think, was Australian. So he had an Australian accent. So I just figured it's a Mothman Tapes. The people from the UK came over to West Virginia and they were doing their shit.
No.
You know?
No.
So I figured it was
into the States at all.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, okay, maybe that's what this is. So when the film opens with the title card stating that the footage is from 2019 and it was given to Kent police, that should have been the first giveaway. Then it cut to them driving on the opposite side of the road. That should have been the second giveaway. I still at this point did not realize that this was like a UK film. Okay. That's where we're at.
Why wouldn't you realize that?
Dude, sometimes I put these movies on and I just make my brain go dum-dum. Like, I don't know, man. But we're following, again, this dum-dum group of paranormal investigators. And then I have written Kev the sound guy. Because I think I was going to write out
oh my God,
all their names.
That's to do with those giant eyeballs.
Yeah, but I think I was going to write out each person's name because then the following sentences, and they are the Great British Paranormal. That's what they call themselves, or the name of the show.
Making pizza. What kind of pizza you making?
I never wrote down the rest of the characters' names. I just put Kev is the sound guy, and then I just went, I don't fucking care. It's like, don't fucking care. But yeah, none of these guys seem to know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know camera settings. They don't know how to sound record. No. Dan doesn't even understand the terms of things.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to fucking get into my whole thing. Oh my God.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm right there with you. Like the biggest problem I have with Kev, how is he holding the microphone? Like he doesn't have it on a stand. He's just holding.
It doesn't. He's just
holding a Rode microphone.
It's not a boom. It's not a boom. It's a fucking microphone.
Yeah, he's just holding it in his hand.
Yeah, attach it to a broomstick or something. Like, be creative.
He's not holding it to anyone's face or like up to people when they're talking. Like it's so bad. It's so fucking bad.
Go to IKEA. Get one of these things. Like what the fuck? Do something.
Okay, yeah, so these dum-dums are deciding that they want to hunt the Mothman, but not the Mothman. This one is the Mothman of the Great Daring Forest. I was under the impression Mothman was just a West Virginia thing, so I talked to our Welsh buddy, Ryan, because he knows this forest. This is a real forest. He has never heard of the Mothman besides the thing in West Virginia. So these motherfuckers just decided.
Yeah, they took an American one. You didn't know that?
Well, there are cryptids all around the world. Like, why the fuck are you picking the Mothman as your thing for here when you could have literally picked anything else?
I guarantee you they have their own myths out there. So, like, I don't know why you would pick some fucking West Virginian one.
Yeah, so I don't know. After filming the opening for the video on the side of the road, they decide to head into town and talk to locals. I didn't tap anonymous. They interview like 3 people and then decide to take a break and get drinks. Dan offers to get drinks and then just gets himself one. Dan gets a call from his agent basically saying he's been turned down for everything that he's applied for in the acting world, but fakes it to his friends.
He sucks.
Yeah, that his agent's got big things coming up. No, he doesn't. You're a fucking
He got
turdball,
shit
dude.
coming up.
Dan doesn't want to waste time talking to randoms on the street who won't talk to them. Kev brings up maybe they just don't want to talk to him, which seems about right because he's an asshole. So Dan cuts a promo basically spinning it that the residents don't want to talk to them because they're scared of what they'll uncover. Now it's time for all the walking in the woods. Dan is a dick. For one, he doesn't understand how much money is actually made on YouTube and TikTok. And two...
Why, does he feel like...
If I remember correctly, he was like, well, if we get like 100,000 views, we'll make like $100,000. And it's like, that's not how that shit works.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. And then two, I think Kev might be a little slow and he spends the entire time, like they walk, basically being bullied by Dan. Like the entire time.
That dude was a dick, but like, I get it.
It's, well, you hate Kev because of his eyes.
Oh no, I don't hate him. I just think they're just scary looking to me.
I shouldn't stick that far
They're
out of your
bulbous.
face. They shoot another segment by a radio tower with Kev being in the shot again. Why are they using that mic? I want to... Do I have... I do.
It's like a regular fucking mic. It's not even like our mics. It's like the shitty regular ones. The ones you see in like an AV class.
Oh, shit on my tits.
Oh man, I farted something evil. Oh! Hotbox myself!
This is what they're using. He's just holding this. What? And I don't even think they had a windscreen on it.
No!
Right, so
the
they're just
quality of
holding
audio
this.
is terrible.
So, like, you're not even protecting it from like, that's what this is for. And it could have secured right on the camera.
It was smelly, Van.
So it's just like aimed at who he's aiming it at. Like, I don't fucking understand. I don't understand, man.
The dude that's doing that, Kevin looks like he's at least 40, 50. So I feel like maybe he grabbed this dude because he knew him and said, hey, hold these things and just be there. No fucking idea what he's doing. Just hold this and be there.
But then it's like, you know, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, you spent $6,000 on this. I don't know what the fuck you spent the money on.
I can't imagine they got that back.
But like, they're using that microphone. That's a great shotgun mic. However, if you're fucking holding it with your hand, you're gonna get the jitters, you're gonna get all the shaky sounds. It's not like in something to stabilize it. Also, the fact we're supposed to believe that they're getting good audio from this. He's like 10 to 15 feet away in the woods.
Yeah.
Why aren't they using lav
really
mics?
picking it up?
These things are super cheap. I bought a 2-pack of them that you can hide in your shirt. You can connect a fucking what's it called? You can collect like other lav mics, like the wired ones to it, or you can just have this. I also have the thing where you can connect it and it becomes like a microphone and shit. And then you just connect the wireless transmitter to the fucking camera. That's all that it is. And I think I got this entire thing. It's both that microphone and this microphone are both Rode products. They're great fucking audio shit. But the wireless things, I think I got for $200. Like,
and look at that. And it wouldn't even cost too much into their budget.
No, not at all. And the sound would have been better and it would have made more sense. But instead they got this fucking weird dude just walking around holding this fucking mic.
Shitty quality.
It's stupid. Moondoggy's got props ready. Yeah. Well, I had this ready because I've been testing plugging it into my soundboard so that instead of using this microphone, I can have, like, if I want to do stuff with my wife, I can use the lav mics. And everything.
Is that the square that you told me to get for when I do the work in the garage? Okay.
Yep. And it has the same 32-bit float thing that like we're using with Audacity. So it has internal recording. So it's like you can hit record on a camera that this is plugged into so that it'll sync everything up, or you can just record on here and then just plug it into the computer and download it. And then
that's actually pretty fun. I got to get on top of getting one of those.
Like I have it set that the second I turn it on, it starts recording. So I don't have to hit a record button. It'll just record and then I can just go through and do whatever I have to do. But yeah, it's cheap shit. If you're gonna make films, this is shit that you should have. One, so you don't have to fucking rent it. And two, it's not fucking expensive and it can be used for other things. Anyway, Dan gets a call. and the audio is, oh God, my fucking hair is like, I really have to go get a fucking haircut. Like my hair.
No, let that shit grow.
My hair is way too fucking long. Hold on, I can't. Nah,
that ain't long enough. That ain't long enough.
But yeah, so Dan gets a call, and the audio is all distorted, and then a loud screech shoots throughout the speakers. I hate when people do this. Walking through the woods, Kev notices that they're probably lost, but he's ignored until later when Dan states that he thinks they're lost because Dan's a fucking asshole. They come across some weirdo in the woods listening to radio signals. You can tell if you're looking at the script and everything, you can see tons of like weird typos. Like I have written here, they came across a weirdo in the woods listening to redo signals. That was probably me just sitting there fucking doing speech to text and just being like, yeah, and then this happened, I guess, and then this, and it put whatever it thought I was saying. The guy tells them to piss off. They have no idea what they're doing, and then just like walks away. So they do what anyone would do when left alone with a potentially crazy person stuff. They snoop. Dan finds a tinfoil hat and a notebook with like map coordinates on it and a drawing of the Mothman. They track down this dude. His name is Paranormal Pete, the crazy dude, and secretly record him. Yeah, they secretly record him while searching the airwaves. When Rob sees, sees a word light. I don't think that's what it is.
A word light?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that was probably supposed to be. I think that's just he sees a light in the sky, and then the light disappears.
What do you mean the orb?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing I do. Orb.
Yeah, orb. The light disappears, and then a loud screech is heard again, and Pete finally notices the filmmakers. He accuses them of following him. They were. They accuse him of just being... Wait. Which... Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then he accuses them of being shitty YouTubers doing this for the views. Which they are.
Them of shit. He literally just called them on exactly what they are.
Yeah. After convincing him they want the truth, he agrees to let them film. Now we get more walking around. This is one of the, like, this is definitely one of those things where, like we've seen with a lot of these videos, it's like, there's no real script. It's like, hey, we got a free weekend. Let's all go and film something. And then because there's no script, it's just a whole lot of filler that's just not fucking needed. Pete tries to show them his book of findings.
No fucking film.
Yeah, but he can't find it. He can't find his own book. So Dan gives him back his book, and he goes through showing him the monsters that he's found. They finally start to get noise again on Pete's thing.
Original monster hunter.
I have written, I don't know, his radio radar blooper thing.
Dude, that legitimately looks like he took the old antennas off of the top of the fucking house, and they were using it.
Yep. They see that they're getting close to the sound in this area, so they decide to just hold up shop and see what happens. Kev falls asleep sitting upright. I can't say anything about him falling asleep sitting up because I do that a lot.
You doing it a lot and him doing it is more comical.
Yeah.
Because then he looks like a cartoon character.
I've just learned to do it, one, from working like 3 jobs at once. So it's like you take a shower.
Oh, yes.
And you just
100%.
like lean up against the shower wall and fall asleep for a little bit. Like, oh, water's cold.
Been there 100%.
Kev doesn't believe that it's an actual Mothman. He thinks it's all bullshit, but they start tracking the sound again. Now, I don't know if the Mothman is following them or if they're following the Mothman, but they find it again and it flies overhead. Kev's had it with all this and decides that he's going to leave, so he walks off as the Mothman roars into the sky. Yeah. And they pretty much go their separate ways. Rob is worried about Kev because they haven't seen him in a few minutes or hours. I don't really know. And Dan tells him not to worry. He's probably heading for the road as well. I got
a God, legitimately, we've all done it. Yeah. He's like, I feel called out. It ain't calling out, buddy.
No,
it's just a sign of overwork and stimulation.
Yep, we've all done it. Yep, the cold water indicates it's a good nap.
I can't take cold showers. Legitimately, I start to dry heave. I don't know why.
Well,
it's too cold.
That's why it's an indicator that it was a good nap, because you started with that warm and hot water, and then all of a sudden it's cold.
Oh no, that's a bad idea. You ran out of hot water. That's fucking funny.
Kev calls out for help, and the Mothman roars again. They're running towards his direction. God, man, yeah. I gotta go through when I'm watching these things in the middle of the night, and I'm like doing these things, because holy shit. So they're running in the direction that they think he's in, and they hear his screams and then find his headphones, some blood, and his finger. They go searching and they find some more blood and stuff. Everyone is officially freaked out and they're trying to find a way out. They're just finding more and more blood everywhere. The Mothman can be seen flying overhead as it screeches into the sky some more. Now, I find this really weird.
Okay.
Because it's broad daylight and it's just lying around. Shouldn't this be at night? It makes no sense
because at night, normally the occurrences were like a dusk, nightish type of thing.
If it's the middle of
the day,
you mean
to tell me it comes out day and night?
But like, wouldn't you see it? Like
very clearly too.
That's like the whole reason it comes out at night. You can't see it. Whatever. Rob sees it flying around and he hides quickly behind a tree. He catches flapping wings behind a car. So he hides and just peeks the camera out a little bit and sees a bloody rib cage get thrown and starts like, yeah, wait. So that happens. And then the rib cage falls. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when this rib cage falls,
that was fucking pathetic. Okay.
This immediately shot me back to the last radio call with that mannequin head.
Dude.
Where it's like,
that was fucking terrible.
Like, it looks so bad. So fucking bad.
It looks like they bought it at fucking Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, it's so bad. It finally flies away, and Rob looks to see what it's eating. He sees more of the bloody skeleton, and it's the fakest looking skeleton and blood again. Rob starts puking.
It wasn't even like all like gory or bloody. Yeah, it looked like it was painted.
It was sad. It was pretty sad. He catches up with Dan and tells him they need to get out of the forest. Dan lost Paranormal Pete, but they can hear a car failing to start in the distance, so they run for it, and just as they get to the road, Pete just takes off, leaving them stranded. With no service on either phone, but now being on the road, they decide to just start heading up the road to find their car. And what is it? Just as they're about to find it, the Mothman is up in the sky, getting ready to attack again, but thankfully, their plucky filmmakers managed to get inside their car. They take off driving, and Rob's car seems to start way easier than Pete's. And as they're driving, Rob notices the Mothman directly out the passenger window. They freak out, and then there's just more awful crash sequence that isn't seen. It's one of those things where it's like you have the camera and it's like, oh no, we're in a crash.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not even found footage. It really isn't.
It's like
it's like they gave it a fucking 2-year-old.
Yeah, if you don't have the budget to do it, just don't do it. Like,
don't do it.
I remember watching a short film. I'll send you the link to it at some point. I follow one of the filmmakers on Instagram. They also made the YouTube horror series. Like it's like a movie. What? It's like 3 different ones. I think it's called Jester. It's like for Halloween and everything. It's basically this dude in like a jester mask and everything. But they made a one continuous shot horror movie.
That sounds
where it's like it's on Halloween night. It's a dude's dressed like a cop. He's on his way to go meet his girlfriend, and like all this stuff's going on. So it takes place, and they have like this whole setup on like the side of the car, like suction to the car, with someone sitting in the back seat. Where it's like as they're driving, he's like hanging out the back, and he's like working the camera to make sure. But then like when the guy stops the car to get out to like do something, someone else is waiting there. So as the door opens, they grab the camera and they can pan it around so that he can see that. And
I love those shots. Yeah. A lot of skateboarders use them, and I love when they do that.
It's one continuous shot, and the only terrible thing about the entire like short is the car crash at the end, and it wasn't even supposed to be that. So even this great thing is ruined by something that you should just never do. That's like a last resort. But this seems like this was just their plan from the beginning, and it's dog shit. I fucking hate it. I hate this fucking movie. This is such a bad movie.
This movie is fucking. I can't. It literally took everything out of me to not put an actual movie of value on while doing stuff today, and I had to force myself to watch this.
Yeah.
Again. Normally, the last two I had no problem watching over and over.
Yeah,
like
you
they
just
weren't
sit there and
that
watch
bad.
it. This is just like because you know what the problem is. At least with the other movies, the characters are likable.
Well, yeah, like, I didn't like anybody in this fucking movie.
You can get behind some of the characters. In this, it's like Kev is just fucking stupid. The cameraman is like a non-character, And what's his name? Dan?
You see
I think
him,
Dan's
what,
the main
6
guy.
times?
Yeah, and Dan is just a fucking douchebag the entire fucking movie. So there's no one likable. You don't give a shit about any of them. So even though it's just an hour, it's an hour of just watching something that you just don't fucking care about. And it's stupid.
Ooh.
But yeah, like they shake the camera, and then when it cuts to them
It is in our
waking
God.
up,
You can't really fuck it up.
yeah, they cut to them waking up and picking the camera back up. Sure, man. The Mothman is standing in the middle of the road, so these filmmakers decide to make a break for it and run through the woods, eventually coming across a church, like a real church. Okay, it's
Still
really
didn't
weird.
understand why they needed to go there. Yeah, like
I find it weird that they were even allowed to film in a church, which makes me.
Did they get permission from it? Like, was it abandoned?
I don't know. There is, I was talking about him last week, his IRL stream that he did, the cycling across Japan.
Oh, what's his
name?
name?
Sea Dog
Yeah.
VA.
You told me about him.
Him and another YouTuber in Japan, what's his name? Chris Broad. His channel is like Abroad in Japan. Get it? Because his last name's Abroad.
Abroad.
They have a series together called Wacky Weekend, where they'll go on like they go on weekend trips to like weird fucking things, and it's like one weekend Connor gets to decide everything that they do for that weekend, and he plans the whole thing out.
Cool.
And then another weekend Chris does it. So in Japan they've done things where it's like they'll go to like the best love hotels and see like what you get in those love hotels in Japan, and then they'll also go at that same time to like the worst love hotels where like you walk in and there's still like semen on beds and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, they'll do weird shit like that. So while they were back in the UK, Chris decided that they were going to do a camp out in a church, and there's apparently this really old church that you can like rent and just go and like sleep over. They have all sorts of stuff. So I'm wondering if this is that church.
Well, yeah. I mean, if further research, which we don't want to do for such a shitty movie, we'd probably find where they did that.
Because it's like, if you're a real church where people go and like have mass and shit like that, are you really going to be like, oh, you want to shoot your fucking horror film in my church? You know, like it seems weird. But if it's like a tourist attraction thing where you can like, they just paid to rent the church for the night, and while they were there they shot this film, then there's nothing really stopping it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why I think it might have been something like that.
Jeez, that was a good one.
Yeah. They're inside. They lock themselves inside the church. The Mothman somehow manages to get the door open, and they sneak in. It sneaks in and surprises them with a jump scare. How? They shut the door, they locked the door, it broke the door down, and they were still jump scared by it. Like, you saw it do it. Like, there's no, like, this isn't the time that you do a fucking jump scare. This is stupid. Oh, what happens? So they make a break for it again. Rob falls as Dan just continues to run, leaving Rob behind. Rob manages to get himself back to his feet and runs to find another hiding spot. It's nightfall, Rob is alone, and now we get some more running around in the woods, but this time, it's at night.
Ooh. Got it. Neglected parrot? We're almost done with this shitty fucking movie.
We still got a ways.
Oh, Jesus. It's like I'm watching it all over again. It was 52 minutes of my life. I'm never going to fuck it back.
No. What's going on, Neglected Parrot? Right now we are talking about a 2022 British found footage horror film called The Mothman Tapes, where these British paranormal investigators, I don't even want to call it that, because I remember them in the beginning talking about that this is just a fad and there's so much money to be made from it, so they don't believe in any of this shit. It's just, hey, let's just do it because we could probably try to sell it. But they're searching for,
looked like he was doing.
They are searching for the Mothman that is supposed to be in these woods in like Wales. But after speaking to Welsh friends, there is no lore of a Mothman in the UK, so I don't know.
It's strictly a Virginia thing, the Mothman.
They get to their feet, they find a hiding spot. Yeah. Oh, so where did this light come from?
What do you mean? Where did this light come from?
The light on the camera. Where did this light come
from?
Oh,
no. They didn't have one on the fucking camera the whole entire time.
Yeah, and why is the light on the camera dying so fast if they haven't even been using it?
The whole entire thing is an awesome fucking goddamn myth or story. Yeah. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's a great myth for West Virginia. Not for Wales. No. We got weird shit happening with the camera. Mothman charges at Rob, picking him up off the ground and flying him around a bit before slamming him onto the ground. I'm assuming we're hearing him eat out of his
shadow boxing.
Yeah.
And the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, I'm assuming the Mothman, the sounds we're hearing is the Mothman eating out of Rob's chest.
His asshole?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the camera's just sitting there on Rob's lifeless body. Then you hear the Mothman fly away. Dan is gone, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Never mind. Care.
Never mind. 30 seconds later, of just like the camera being on Rob's lifeless body, Dan comes running out of nowhere. He grabs the camera and just runs away. He talks about how all his friends are now dead, how Paranormal Pete just left them there to be killed again. All
he
Dan
told
is
you guys to fucking
about,
leave because he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. Is this worth watching? No.
No. Did you ask it? No.
Yeah,
not even free.
It's free on Tubi.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, all Dan's talking about is, oh, I'm going to make sure I survive this. I'll probably be famous for this. Not that it matters. Like, you're not going to be famous. You're like 65 already. It's just not happening, guy. You have a terrible personality, and you know fuck all about any of this stuff. Hearing the Mothman coming, he hides behind a tree, trying to catch his breath and wait for the Mothman to leave. When he is encased in a glowing red light, the camera starts to mess up again, and the Mothman roars. God, I don't know why I turn into a New Yorker when I go to say that. Like, I go hardcore New York whenever I say roar. The Mothman roars, as we assume Dan is killed. I don't know. We then get another title card. After careful inspection, the police determine this footage to be fake. The suspected hoaxers are now wanted for wasting police time. That's stupid. That's just dumb. Because they were like either be home or with family. If they're hiding somewhere, they can't make any money off the footage. This is a stupid fucking ending. This is dumb. And that's how the Mothman Tapes ends. Like, the whole ending is just dumb. It should have never been a thing. Why did it go to the police? Like, the police
didn't go to the police because it's fucking fake.
Yeah, like, it's just, this is just fucking dumb. Fun facts, I got fucking nothing. Fun facts one, absolutely nothing.
Fun facts, don't watch anything they create again.
Yeah, no, I don't think they've done anything else.
Because people saw this and told them, don't ever do this again.
Yeah. Oh, dude, next week is Chupacabra territory.
Oh, all Chupacabra movies are normally fucking killer bee terrible, but good in the same way.
Yeah.
They're always good. They're either gory or dumb or tits flying. They're always some sort of like obscurely bad, but good in the same way. Just like a million of them. If the tape made it to the police, then it meant the police would suspect the guy who turned it in, right? You know it. He has a point.
Yeah, I don't like this movie. I think the acting
in this fucking dog shit
is awful. It's a waste of less than a fucking hour.
My wife literally, so I'm watching the movie and my wife comes in and we're watching. I'm like, I want to turn it off. She's like, oh, well, you know, how far are you in? I'm like, I don't know. It seems like a fucking eternity. And then she's like, well, how long is it? So then I had like 4 minutes left when I did this, which was amazing. So I pressed pause and it said 52 minutes. I'm like, oh, it's almost done. Thank you. She's like, why is it so short? I'm like, why is it so fucking long?
Yeah, no, why is it so long? No, like, I want to know what equipment was used, because if this had a budget of about $6,000 US or 5,000 British pounds or whatever, like, I want to know what the fuck the money went towards.
Cost more than this fucking movie.
Like, it's just everything about it is bad. I'm legitimately trying to think of any reason to be like, at least give it a shot. It's only an hour. Because there are those that are just like, you know, it's not great, but, you know, watch it. I'm gonna pull up the trailer for Chupacabra. The chick that's like looking at me right now, she looks so fucking familiar, and I cannot for the life of me figure out who the fuck she is.
Chupacabra.
Switch over. That doesn't fill up everything at all.
See, I don't know. This kind of actually looks like something I'm going to be more interested in this last movie.
Yeah. So that's next week's
I thought
movie.
that. Oh, Narragaard, I thought that was shit. I thought maybe the chupacabra shit on his arm.
Hold on. I gotta fucking turn this back on.
It looks like it does look like barbecue sauce. It looks like it's shit on his arm.
Yeah, it
looks
like
its territory.
But yeah, so that's next week's movie. It's whatever. I don't even. It's yeah, sure. But something I don't think we talked about before the start of the podcast. I think we were talking about it off stream. We didn't talk about it on stream.
Oh, okay.
I sent you a movie.
Oh, I was gonna plug it on my next stream, but yes.
It is called.
Do you have it? Because I was gonna put it in but you do.
It's called Kill Her Goats.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I did get you you got the metal collector's tin, right?
Steel,
that has like a whole bunch of shit inside of it and everything. So I funded this years ago. I funded it for this movie called Muck. Muck is part 2 in a 3-part horror series. So I funded Muck, and part of the funding for Muck was supposed to go towards part 1 of the series. Like it wasn't being released in order. So it's like when you got Muck as the first film, the shit's already hit the fan and these people are trying to survive. It ends before everything is resolved. So in part 3, that would be the resolution. But the next thing to come out was supposed to be going? Yeah, so like the Muck 2 was supposed to be everything leading up to what happened in Muck 1. However, I thought the project was dead and the dude just ran off with the money. Instead, what he did was, instead of making Muck 2, he made Kill Her Goats.
Huh.
Dude, this movie is not good.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? I had high hopes from that cover.
Nuck has a 2.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Yeah. Muck. The whole thing behind Muck was it starred one of the stars was Kane Hodder, who is like the longest running Jason. He's a stunt man and shit. He's been in the game forever.
Which I find that fucking so cool.
Yeah, it's just it was a cool concept. It was supposed to be like there's no digital effects. It's all practical.
Yeah, that's like the first thing you see on the cover too.
Yeah. So that's like their main thing. However, this is the movie that I was telling you about where nudity has to make sense.
That's what I said. I was like, is it like her naked through the whole movie?
No. So in Muck, there was some nudity. It was like weird, but then there was just like a weird thing where it's like, oh well, they hired this Playboy playmate, so let's take her tits out. And then they had her in like a rest stop bathroom, and she's like, I'm gonna go on a date. And instead of doing a normal thing where it's like she just adjusts like her bra,
tits.
she takes her tits out and like plays with them, and then puts them. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, women really do that.
It's like at least do a thing like in Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I think it was season 2. It was either season 2 or season 3, where Ash was supposed to be younger, and he was just fucking that chick in like the bar bathroom and everything. Like that would make sense for like tits to be out. They're having sex and it's a random like bar hookup. That makes sense. But to have someone go in, no woman walks into a bathroom, pulls her tits out, jiggles them around, and then covers them back up and walks like it doesn't happen. But it was like, well, we got her, so let's fucking do it. So it was like, for me, out of all the things, that ruined it, because the acting in it was perfectly fine. The kills in it were fucking awesome. It's just like the weird random nudity that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Make any sense?
This is chock fucking full of that shit.
Because I feel like they feel like if you put tits in there, they feel like anyone will buy a ticket. Well, yeah, and that really isn't always the case.
You mean you don't go in and testes and put new socks? No, I don't fondle my testes and put on new socks.
Ask me about my wiener.
There's scenes in this where you're like, okay, so like in Muck, how the acting was good. There's not a single.
No, I haven't, but I'll look it up now.
The Innocents, no. In Muck, the acting was good. There is not a single good fucking actor in this entire movie.
Oh no!
Like the women in this had to have been hired solely because they're okay with getting naked on camera.
Yeah, you just heard them say that.
Like that's it.
Like that was
no,
premise.
I don't think there's any like. I think there's one playmate in this, and she doesn't get naked. It's all the other people, and it doesn't.
They had a career of getting naked. Why wouldn't that be like the thing they do?
Legitimately, I didn't even finish this fucking movie. I think there was like a half hour left, and I went no, and I turned it off.
You know, that's funny because you're like, you gotta finish the movie, dude. Just finish the movie. There's like 2 or 3 of them. You're like, just finish the movie. You know you gotta just finish the movie.
I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna rewatch it. The thing that sucks is I don't want to watch it on the PlayStation. Like I'd rather just have it digital. And at some fucking point, he's supposed to be sending me the digital version of the movie, and then I'll just like sit there and watch it.
Came with it. I was like, I don't need a 4K version of this. Give me the fucking digital. Who uses disc anymore?
Yeah, it's currently not available anywhere digitally. So that's why I bought you the collectors. I don't even think like the regular Blu-ray version is available anymore. It's just this fucking collector's tin because they probably ordered a ton of it. And people are like, nah, I'm good.
Selling. Yeah, it's not selling.
But yeah, I did put the link to the store back in the shit. Thank you everybody very much for stopping by. Neglected Parrot, thanks for all the biddies.
Thanks for coming on out.
Anargod, thanks for the TTS. And we will see all of you next Saturday. Bye.
Next Saturday. Later.